Animal Crossing cranky villagers exist on a spectrum between man who thinks your student loan shouldn't be forgiven and man who would flag you down in a Target because he thinks your bright hair means you're wearing a security vest and he's extremely lost. This is the last category I have to do for Animal Crossing villager personalities, and I'm kind of melancholy about it. You know, I feel like I should wax poetic, but I can't right now because I'm looking at a bunch of faces that I don't want to see. It's taking all the sappy factor away. I wish I could go to bed, but I can't, so I'm going to be explaining some categories to you because I feel like a lot of them need explaining. At the very top here, we have if Trisha Paytas' baby was named Elizabeth. This was a Twitter hoax that was going around, which I love a good Twitter hoax, honestly. I love spreading false information. I think that's very funny. This one was that Trisha Paytas had gone into labor, had her baby, and named the baby Elizabeth 3 minutes after Queen Elizabeth died. This did not happen, obviously. There's no way it could have happened. However, the few moments on the internet when everybody thought that that happened were the best days of my life, quite honestly. I think that in an ideal world, this would have happened and we would have all been able to celebrate baby Elizabeth and have a good laugh about it, which is the world I want all of the villagers that will go into this category to live in. I think that they deserve the best, and I think that this would be the funniest shit to ever happen. Next we have seagullsound.wav. I made some noises last night in a voice memo that were apparently quite bird-like. I will play them for you now. This is not top tier because I would like for this video to not exist. I would rather that I didn't have to hear this ever again. Quite honestly, it's a terrifying video, and I think I was starting to do some Animorphs type shit. I think they're gonna write a book about me, and that worries me because I don't want fame. Seagullsound.wav is probably one of my best voice acting jobs, though. I think that I will be in a children's movie, preferably a Minions movie, by 2023, so if anybody at Illumination Entertainment wants to reach out for me to play a seagull who's gay, I would appreciate that. Next we have Kid Who Bit Me. This happened about an hour ago. Actually, I was walking around Walgreens and a small child, toddler-ish, came up and bit me in the knee. There are bite marks on my knee, and you may be wondering why this is mid-tier. That sounds like a very bad thing, don't you think? That sounds like something that would not be fun. However, I think that you're allowed to do things that are bad if they're really funny, and that was really funny. That is so funny. So honestly, props to the kid for biting me. I think that's hilarious. I think more kids should bite people. Absolutely not, though. He probably gave me the flu, and I am a little bit scared. I washed the wound out quite well, but there are still teeth marks on my knee. I think I want to be the kid's godparent if that's okay. Inside your skin itch is the next category. You know when you have a palm itch, like your palm specifically is extremely itchy, so you go to itch it, but you can feel it's not going away. The itch is deep inside your muscle. It is having a little camping trip on your bone. You can feel it and it's not going away. It will never go away, but there is a slight orgasmic feeling of itching it. One day it will go away, but until then you are stuck with the most deep-seated itch you've ever dealt with, and now you have to live with that. You have to live with that thing inside your body just itching away while you try and toil away at your little life. I want to know what's going on with the itch. Why does it feel so visceral and terrifying? Why does it feel like it's haunting your every move? Last but not least, we have Jared Leto is out there. I remember this at least once a day and it chills me to my spine. It's obviously bottom tier because if I ever see Jared Leto, I would like to say that I would get into a fight with him, but I think I would die on the spot due to the fact that I would be overcome with such horror. You could threaten me with a saw trap and I would still be more scared of Jared Leto than I could ever be scared of you. He's an awful person, obviously, like in real life, but I think the only evidence I need to share for it to be enough is that he played the Joker in that Suicide Squad movie. That's the only evidence I need to give, and that's not even the worst part. You know, that's nothing about him as a real person. Oh my god, we have so many faces here. I'm not ready to say goodbye to the Ranking Villagers series, but honestly, this had to happen at some point. I'm a completionist. I'm not actually. I will leave all of my work to rot, and I will never finish a thing in my life, which is why I have mountains of paperwork on my desk right now that will never be filled out. And they will just stare at me while I go on with my life and possibly get married at some point and die of old age, and they will still be there. They will still be there crinkled up without a single mark of pen on them, and I will have to deal with that as I take my last breath, because obviously the papers will be following me. I will be bringing them into the hospital and say, I will do them. I won't. First off, we have Dell, which is an absolutely terrible start, quite honestly. Wow, that's great. Dell is a boat, which is an uncomfortable thing for me because I feel like I wonder if he's a boat, if a boat can be sentient. Was the Titanic sentient? Is he the Titanic? How does he feel about a boat killing another person? You know, would he encourage that? Would he be like, yes, boat take over? Or would he possibly die inside a little bit? Does he think that's evil? Does he think that a boat killing people is evil? And you may say the iceberg killed them. No, the boat knew where it was going. I don't know. I just have this feeling that it did. I feel like it knew. What is Dell's stance on human life? Does he believe it's valuable? Does he believe life itself is valuable in any form? Does he believe animal life is valuable? Will he hurt you in your sleep? Because if he doesn't believe animal life is valuable, he shouldn't be on your island. He's so dead-eyed too. It's like, I know he has a personality programmed into him, but does he really? Are we sure? Have we checked on it? I feel like if you opened up his coding, it would just be a bunch of like evil curses written into it, which is a little bit scary, but I feel like like at the same time I could take him in a fight. I'm gonna put him in Kid Who Bit Me. I think he would bite me for sure, absolutely. Especially as a toddler, he would bite me. Thank you, Del. Serrano is kind of a terrifying being to me, quite honestly. I feel like he just reminds me of like a high school mascot, but I'm not saying he dresses up like a high school mascot. I'm not saying he's the one in the suit. No, he believes he's the high school mascot. He's running around, he's saying, "Go anteaters," because he believes that he's really the picture on the school walls. He thinks that he was born to cheer on the school, that he was born to talk to the cheerleaders. He thinks that his entire purpose is to be the school's canon lore, and that's really scary. But at the same time, I feel like one day he's gonna break, one day he's gonna snap, and he's gonna realize none of it is real. Everything he's been putting his life into has never been true. And then he's gonna become a terrifying evil villain. It's gonna be his Joker arc. The problem with that is I feel like he could really do damage once he hits that point, so it's a ticking time bomb always. Like, I look out my window every morning, I'm like, Serrano, has he snapped yet? Are we having an issue yet? Are we having any problems yet? Because one day the sky is gonna glow red, and it's gonna be because of him, because he finally realized he's not some cartoon animal. And I think that that will really be a sight to see. Honestly, I hope I'm alive for that. I hope I live to see the day. What he's capable of is really terrifying. Like, military weapons got nothing on this motherfucker. He could really take down an entire city, and we just have to keep him at bay for now. So keep telling him that he is the school mascot, because I'm not quite ready for that experience. If we could move it a little closer to tax season so I have the extra time but still don't have to file anything, that would be so great. So I'm gonna put him in Inside of Your Skin Itch. I do not like him. I think he's very weird. I think the color choices they chose are really odd, and his design is terrifying, but at the same time, he's not bad enough for a bottom tier, because I do want to see his take on the world. I really do. I think that would be fun. Chow reminds me of gas station sushi. That's all I have, genuinely. You know when you just start feeling immediately sick after you eat gas station sushi? And I only did this one time because I don't like seafood. I do not like seafood, but I tried it one time. Sick to my stomach immediately. Wanted to die. Thought that the angels were coming down to sing to me. Food poisoning is no joke, and Chow invented food poisoning, actually. He is fully like in your body every time that you get food poisoned, which is kind of more terrifying than being sick. I just don't want him anywhere near my body. He doesn't have enough brain power to actually know that he's doing something nefarious, you know? He is just a virus. He's a cell. He's as big as a cell, quite honestly. I don't know how we can all see him, but we can, and I wish we couldn't. Jared Leto is out there because so is food poisoning, and so is Chow. This is Kurt? Okay. Why did we need this, is my question. What was the need for him? I feel no connection to him whatsoever, and that's because I think he just evokes no emotion in anyone. This guy, he's got a big bandage on his face. What's that about? Did somebody punch him? I mean, I see why. He looks like he's still a little bit scary, like he would fight you, but you would win the fight. He could try and mug you, but it wouldn't work. But he looks like he does want to try and mug you. Something about him just reminds me of concrete. Maybe it's the color, but I feel like he just smells like concrete as well. Has a little bit of a concrete scent to him. He's hard as a rock, by the way. You slam him at the wall, he breaks into a million little powdered pieces. Is it a shell casing? Is he coated in concrete, or is he made of concrete? Is there a soft center, or is he hard as a rock? It's confusing to me. I feel like he would be the kind of dad who doesn't show up to your birthday and then asks you for a gift card to Home Depot on his, and you're like, well, you didn't give me anything, and he's like, well, I gave you life. And then you have to go back and forth with him saying you wish to use birth control because now you have to work a job. It's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's not a good relationship you have with Kurt. So I'm gonna go ahead and say he can go into Inside Your Skin Itch. I don't like the man. Grizzly is a guy. I ran into Grizzly quite recently on a villager hunt, and I think he's really just a guy. As I said then, he is really one or the other spectrum-wise, and I cannot tell which one. He is either a complete ally, very supportive, very kind Southern man. You know, there's a couple of them. You'll find them. You know which ones I'm talking about. You know the supportive Southern people. And then you have the other end of the spectrum where you're looking at somebody who thinks that the Confederacy is a really great idea, and that also maybe women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Maybe women just don't need to vote. That's fine. I can't tell which side he's on, and I don't know if I'm about to get hate crimed or if I'm about to get very nicely brought into a home and served food. I think I have to be safe. I apologize, so I'm gonna put him in Kid Who Bit Me, but it could really go either way. I would like to know what your experience with this man is if you have him. Is he kind or is he coming after me? The flannel is so confusing to me. He's really just got the absolute unreadable energy. Groucho? What's wrong here? Okay, like I'm looking at his design, I'm staring at it with mine own eyes, and I don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong. Because I don't think I would hate this really if whatever is wrong here wasn't wrong. Something is just off. It's very uncanny valley. It might be the mouth, but at the same time I feel like it's kind of the eyes. It could be both working in unison and we just don't know. I feel like he would try and sell me an edible, but it's actually magic mushrooms, and then he just watches people suffer like for a weird fantasy of his, you know? That's the kind of vibes I'm getting from it, like a liar, like a pathological liar, absolutely. He's giving me the feeling that I'm just about to drink Axe body spray instead of an actual margarita. He's a very trickster god kind of person, and you may think that I'm giving him too much credit here. You gotta look into those eyes, man. He's seen things, he knows exactly how you tick, and he knows how he's gonna destroy you. It's a very scary very thing that this world houses people like him. I feel like he's just so keen on eating flesh, kind of like the kid who bit me. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him there. That was a good segue. That was a really good segue. I feel great. Honestly, I feel fantastic. Is this Ike? One moment. Okay. This is Ike, and I've known that the whole time. I believe he's based on either a sun bear or a moon bear. I can't remember which one, which I love. I love that. I love when an Animal Crossing villager is based off of something really specific. I think that's such a fun touch. I just want to know what he's been through, you know? I feel like he's a very kind soul, like a comforting soul, but he's been through a lot, and you can tell. It's always something that you can't unearth either. It's something he doesn't want to talk about. He will not let you in on his secrets, but he is not good enough at hiding them that you don't know that they're there. He's very sad. He's gone through very much in his life, and I think he needs a friend. He needs somebody there to comfort him for long enough that he decides to open up. I think he needs to open up desperately. He's been bottling it up his entire life, and he just needs to let go, but nobody's given him the space to do so yet, and I think you need to. One of us needs to, all right? Somebody needs to be there for him who's in a good mental space, because he's going to break one day. We don't want that. We don't want Ike to break. We want him to get better, and we need to be supportive, and we need to help him get some resources, because he's obviously very sad, but he has a big heart. He's going to help you. He's going to be right next to you through your suffering, even though he's going through it himself, which is very kind, but it's also draining on the human psyche, and you can't do that forever. You can't hold on to that forever. So honestly, I kind of love Ike. I think he's a very sweet boy, but he just needs a lot of help, and we need to work together as a community to provide that. I'm gonna put him in seagull sound because I feel like he would like seagull sounds probably. Not whatever I was doing, but seagull sounds in general. I feel like seagulls would be a comforting sound for him. He likes the beach. See, I don't hate every villager. I hate a lot of them though. I hate most of them, and I will continue to do that because I like being a better person. Next we have Admiral. I've seen this man's face way too much because alphabetically he's at the very top of the villager list, and I have no desire to see him ever again. Every time I see him, I just get less and less keen on seeing his face. Maybe the first time it was okay, but I'm just deeply confused. His head looks like a knuckle. You know, I feel like he's gonna slam it towards me and punch me somehow. He doesn't have any fingers, but he's gonna punch me. The design of him is very confusing. You know, I feel like none of the colors work well. Nothing is going well here. I want him to have a better life, but I feel like he's very interested in frying people on a grill. I think that he would be a cannibal, but not in the Hannibal Lecter way. I mean, like in a sports cannibal thing. Like he would think that eating human beings would help him grow muscle mass. It's not gonna. That's just weird. You're gonna get mad cow disease, my guy. I think he also just needs to stop in general. He needs to go home. Whatever he's trying to prove, it's not working. It's just making him look worse. He thinks that he's so badass, but he will never be. I'm gonna put him in Inside Your Skin Itch. I don't like the man. I don't want to think about him. That's the thing. Like if he does get better, fantastic. That's great for him. I still don't really want to think about him. I still have no desire to think about the man. I think that he's taking up way too much brain space already. Angus. I see Angus a lot on villager hunts. I wish I didn't, but all of the bulls I have issues with. We'll get to them, but the bull design is just truly horrific. Quite honestly, it is truly a crime against humanity. We all know it. We've all seen it. Whenever you look at them, don't you feel rage in your heart? Don't you feel like cooking a meal that kind of tastes like shit, but at least it's homemade? I mean, honestly, the lashes are kind of cool. I kind of like the lashes. They look really good. However, what is he looking at? It looks like he's looking at his own bangs, which is weird. I mean, like I did that too for a while when I had bangs, but that's a little bit weird. Pay attention. I'm talking to you, man. Please pay attention. I'm saying something to you. He doesn't look like he's smiling, but he doesn't look like he's not smiling either. He just looks lost. I think he got lost in an IKEA one day and just never came back out, and they finally found him, and he had turned his own brain to mush under the fluorescent lights. I don't know. I haven't had a pleasant experience with the man in my life ever. I think that maybe at some point he might have disowned a child. He just gives off that kind of vibe. I'm gonna put him in Jared Leto's Out There. I really don't like this man. I'm sorry to put him lower than Dell. I really am, but something about him. I think I've just seen him too many times on villager hunts too. He's getting under my skin now, but not the itch. He is Jared Leto. You know when you like scrape your elbow on something and it just has that really chalky skin texture and there's blood everywhere? That's what T-Bone reminds me of. I feel like he's the feeling of your dry ass skin after it has been scraped. That is a gross feeling, and he just reminds me of the exact same thing. I feel like he is an injury as a person. Every time you talk to him, you lose a health point. Quite frankly, like his eyes are so small that they look like nostrils, and his nostrils are so big that they look like eyes. So it's a little bit of an interesting experience, and it's kind of similar to being on LSD in my opinion. Not that I've ever been on LSD, but I would assume. No, he's just not a good person. He's just not a good person. You know those people who collect knives, and that would be kind of a cool hobby if it wasn't the person doing it. You know, like their personality is not the type of personality to collect knives. He's got knives and he sure shouldn't have them. I don't understand T-Bone. And I know that his name is like T-Bone like the steak, but I feel like his name is T-Bone like when you get in a car crash. I feel like he's gonna fuck you up. I think that this guy should be in prison. I don't know what crime he committed, but God, there's gotta be something inside of your skin itch. No. No, he invented every slur, every single one of them, all of them, at once. He thought of them all at once. I feel like he knows exactly where I was born and the time that I will eventually get married because he's going to be watching the whole time. He doesn't even want to marry me. He just wants to stalk me. He wants to make me uncomfortable. This guy's fucked. Jared Leto is out there because this guy knows Jared Leto. This guy came up with Jared Leto, unfortunately, and all the shit Jared Leto has done. This guy, he was the mastermind behind it. He is the mitochondria of Jared Leto. Kabuki's kind of cool, honestly. I really do like Kabuki's look. I think that he's cool as fuck. If I wanted a cranky cat, absolutely. Like, he is a little bit fiery and terrifying, you know? I think that he would be a really good person to know, though. He has connections. He's gonna get you in with some good people. He's gonna get you into an exclusive club where you almost get your eye cut out. It's gonna be a fun time, you know? It might not be a safe time, but you're always gonna have a good time with Kabuki because he knows where all of the exclusive spots are. He's gonna get you into the dark web. He knows how to use Tor. This guy is not right in the head, but in a fun way. He's probably gonna put you in so much danger, unfortunately. But I do like the guy. Quite honestly, seagullsounds.wav. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Kabuki. Tom is a guy, for sure. Tom is just a guy that I see right now. I feel like he's got such a basic name and a basic design that it's like, where are you trying to fit in? You know, what's your story? What's your plan for this life? What do you want to be? What do you want to affect? What do you want to change? I feel like he's the kind of guy that would definitely run for political office and not win it because he just didn't commit to it at all. Like, he has one sign up on a freeway. Quite honestly, I feel like vote for Tom would definitely be there, and nobody's gonna vote for Tom because who the hell is Tom? Not a single policy that he has ever posted. Nobody's gonna vote for Tom. Honestly, he's so plain that he doesn't piss me off. Like, I'm not mad about him. I'm gonna put him in Kid Who Bit Me. I'm not angry. I have no anger towards the man, to be quite frank, to be honest. I think that I cannot hold any vitriol against him at the moment. Next, we have Nox, who I didn't know was a cranky villager. What? I think I've just never spoken to the man before, to be honest, and I don't want to. Like, I have no desire to, trust me. I do not want to speak to him. I do not want to hear from him. But wow, a cranky villager? Really? Oh god, he works at a trading card store and he is about to call me some kind of really objectifying word. He has a sword in his closet that's made of real fucking steel, and the second somebody pisses him off, he's gonna slice him up, and I think that that's the most scary thing you can possibly think of. Like, I'm scared of Chow. I'm scared of Serrano. More scared of this though, because I feel like he's a more terrifying end of the spectrum. This motherfucker is gonna get ya, and he's not gonna be kind about it. Ugh. Jared Leto, absolutely 100%, 110%. There is no way that this guy could go in any other category. I hate Nox. We need to get to some good people here. I'm being too rude, you know? This is looking really bad for me. It looks like I don't like anybody, which I don't. Next, we have Murphy. Murphy was a resident on my island in the past. I went villager hunting specifically for him. I had an era of my life where I just really liked the man. I can't explain to you why. I don't know what the appeal was, and I don't know what he did. But he was not on my island for long because he bored me to death and I felt like he was doing something pretty sinister. But at the same time, he's just a little old man. Quite honestly, he's smiling, he's sweet, he's really kind looking. He didn't bother me, he didn't have any effect on me as a person. He just came and went like the wind. I think that Murphy is a good villager for if you just don't want to talk to your villagers. He's a good focal point, he's got a nice house. He's a good little guy if you don't care what he's doing on the sidelines, you know? He's a very much background character NPC villager. He might be nefarious, but you're never gonna check up on him, so what's the problem? I think Murphy is a solid villager if you just want a villager to run around. If you just play Animal Crossing to decorate, this guy's great. He has no flavor to him, but he is a good prop piece. Seagull sounds. Don't mind him. Don't mind him at all. Quite honestly, could like him. Now on the other side of this coin, we have the absolute worst of the worst, most terrifying man alive, which is great, I guess. I think that if you have to have something in your life, you better be damn good at it, and he's good at being terrifying. This guy's name is fucking Vladimir, by the way. This guy's name is Vladimir. This guy's name is Vladimir, which makes you think, doesn't it? I don't know what's going on here. There's a lot going on, and I don't know what the Animal Crossing designers were going for here because I don't know if I'm feeling fear, disgust, horror. Fear and horror are two different things. Vitriol, I guess, venom, anger. I don't know. I feel like he is the physical embodiment of the 5 stages of grief, and maybe he added an extra one. Maybe he's the 6th. I don't know what bleach he's using, but it's not working and you need to go to a different salon. He's got hair like he cut with those zigzag scissors you would use in kindergarten, and I feel like he has the knucklehead again, you know? We have Admiral's knucklehead, we have Vladimir's knucklehead. You put them together, they stick together like a fucking magnet, really. Their heads start fusing together. It's a really body horror-esque scene that you don't want to see. I think Vladimir and Admiral girl are in cahoots, which personally just makes me feel unsafe in my own home. I think that this guy is a straight milk drinker for sure. He's glugging down milk, and I don't care if you drink milk in real life. I really don't. But in this scenario, it's concerning that he drinks milk. We can all agree on that, okay? This kind of guy should not be drinking any milk. It's gonna do something. I don't know what, but it's gonna do something. Fuck Vladimir. Jared Leto, absolutely. Jesus Christ. Next we have Bruce. I had Bruce on my island for a very short time, actually. I didn't mean to kick him out, but he was only there for a few days. I had him on a villager hunt with my friend Vicky. It was a soul link villager hunt, so I ended up with him, and he was very quiet the entire time. I feel like he was a good guy. I wish I could have kept him around a little longer. I really did want to get to know him better. I feel bad that I kicked him out so quickly, and I did not mean to, but it did end up happening, and I do regret it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I slandered you. He's honestly like one of the most normal looking cranky villagers. He's so normal looking, and it's great. I feel like I'm not threatened by him at all. I might not want to be friends with him necessarily, like I wouldn't go out of my way to say hello, but I feel like he wouldn't either. I think we're both cool being lone wolves at this point, so I kind of like Bruce. Honestly, he's one of the best crankies out there, and nobody talks about him. All of the deer are perfect, and yet we do not mention Bruce. We do not mention that he has been serving up looks for years, and now he's an old man and he still looks great. You know, that's fantastic. I'm happy for him. I wonder what skincare he uses. I'm gonna put him in Trisha Paytas' baby named Elizabeth alternate universe, okay? That was a mouthful. I feel like he, out of everyone, deserves it. He deserves it. He deserves to be there. Next, we have Butch. I love Butch, okay? I do. I love Butch. I feel like he's definitely some kind of old car mechanic, but he doesn't scam you. Even though he knows that a lot of us are very vulnerable because we all have social anxiety and don't understand how cars work, he is still not going to scam you, which is very kind. I feel like Butch is very kind for that. He doesn't want to take advantage of people. He's very quiet. He's not going to say shit about fuck, but he knows deep in his heart that you will make it out, and he's rootin' and tootin' for you, okay? This guy is a cowboy at heart, but he is putting his lasso around your future and rowing it out into the great wide open, okay? He knows that you can do it. He's encouraging you, but in a very low-key way because he still wants to maintain his tough exterior. I'm gonna put him in Trisha Paytas' baby. I'm gonna go with it. Why not? Fret. I fucking love Fret. I want the man so bad. Can you believe his name used to be Champagne and they changed it? You know, give us this back. Nintendo, can we have at least that, please? You've taken away so much from us. You've taken away Sue from us, and yet we cannot even have this man be named Champagne. I love him despite that. I think his real name is Champagne, so I think everybody should call him Champagne. I love this guy. He looks like he is my anxiety disorder manifested. He looks like he knows exactly how the world is going to end, and he's trying to stop it, but at the same time he's paralyzed of decisions, and he will not. He's a terrifying creature, but at the same time I want to protect him so bad. I want to help him. I want to get him out of that state he's in right now, and I want to make him feel better. I try to stay away from the I can fix him mentality because normally I can't fix him and I have no desire to fix him, but I have desire to fix this guy. I think he could be a fantastic friend. I really do. And right now I just hope he gets home safe. I hope he doesn't have an anxiety attack on the bus. I'm scared for him. Fred is gonna go in Trisha Paytas' baby again because we had a good run, finally, a good run of villagers. I love this guy. He's very cute. Bring back Champagne though. That was a banger name. Apollo and I have so much beef. He's such an asshole. Okay, he's a douchebag. We all know it. We all know he is deep down. I know a lot of you guys love Apollo, but we all know he has the capability at the very least to be a douchebag. He's got the look. This guy haunted my island for a long time when he was not welcome. He was very rude to me constantly. He gave me garbage bags. He is so self-righteous. He thinks that he's really good with technology, but you give him an old Dell laptop and he wouldn't even be able to turn it on. He's really lost in the sauce at this point. He thinks that he is such a god because so many people talk him up. So many people do. And you know what? That's fine. But don't give him the god complex that he doesn't need right now. If he was a Tumblr sexy man, he would have won the Tumblr sexy man poll, unfortunately, though. I hate to say it. You know, we all know I'm right about it. Inside your skin itch, annoying. Avery. Wow, I never noticed how piercing his eyes are. Holy shit. I don't understand. I don't understand him. Ooh. Oh, he's staring at me. Did you know that the new Sims update has your Sims like basically stare at you? That's kind of scary. I think that he is like the epitome of that. He looks like he's got some kind of deep past that he wants to share with everybody, but whenever he shares it, people are like, oh, that sucks, and then they move on. And he's really pissed off he didn't get the sympathy he wanted. Avery's the kind of guy I would avoid at all costs, but I still have to interact with sometimes because I feel like he would definitely be a member of my extended family. You know, he reminds me a lot of my uncle. I hate that. Go home, Avery. Talk to a therapist if you need to about that trauma because it had to be said. Kid who bit me, he's not that bad. He's not terrible. I would honestly be okay with having him on my island. I would just avoid him like the plague. Like, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I wouldn't feel directly threatened. I would just feel very uncomfortable. Next we have Buzz. He's like really really, really, really watered down Advil from the dollar store. Like extremely. Like it's not gonna do anything. He is out there thinking he's Advil and he's not. There's something so boring about him. Like I feel like looking at him is just watching paint dry. I don't want to give any more attention to him because he's sucking the energy out of me. I feel like if I keep talking about him, I'm gonna be dead in 2 days, you know? Don't take dollar store Advil. I swear to God, you will not have any good effects from it. And in fact, you will probably have some bad effects from it. He does not have your best interest in mind. I think he would definitely eat baking soda for fun. Inside your skin itch, I don't like him. I know that my descriptions, I will sometimes go very hard on a villager and put him in mid tier and go slightly hard on a villager and put him in like bottom tier. Listen, I just have strong feelings sometimes, and other times I need a nap so bad. Frank, what were they going for again? Like genuinely, what was the design inspiration behind him? Because he just looks so thrown together. He looks like he was maybe supposed to have a theme to him. Like I feel like the colors mean something, but I can't tell what they mean or what they were going for. I feel like they decided to start doing something fun and cool and just gave up halfway through and submitted it to their boss, and their boss was like, yeah, okay, we don't have any time to redo this. Why does he have a jersey on? What is he doing? Is he a school football coach? He could be. I feel like he would be more a badminton kind of guy though. Jared Leto's out there. I don't know why I'm putting him in bottom tier. I really could not tell you, but I do not like the man. I just cannot stand him, okay? Sid is kind of cool. Sid is one of the new villagers, I believe. New meaning new in New Horizons. He's really cool. He's got a punky style to him, which I think we need more in villagers because I like that kind of style and everything revolves around me. I think he's really cute, honestly. He looks a little sly. He looks a little bit devious, but I feel like it's kind of more of a graffiti style devious instead of a burning down an elderly home, kind of mysterious and nefarious. Like I would trust him a little bit to not get us into too much trouble, but I know we're gonna get into a little bit, and that's what's fun about it, you know? We're gonna go on the town, we're gonna maybe fuck up a political sign, we're gonna maybe fuck up a electrical box. I don't know. What do you do when you're like a punk person? I say as I'm theoretically a punk person. I'm not. I'm a poser. But Sid's not. Sid has committed many crimes, but no felonies really. So seagullsound.wav 100%. I love him. I love Sid. I would like to get to know the man better. I feel like he's really cool. Next we have Camoufrog, who happens to be my birthday twin in an uncomfortable turn of events. I hate camouflage. I really do. I have a vendetta against camouflage, especially because every time I restart my island, my camping cot is camo, which is very terrifying. So every time I see him, I think of the camping cot and I just get really angry. Plus, he definitely gives me the vibes that he would make fun of you for having a fruity drink at the bar. Try it. You know what? Make a margarita. Be happy for once in your fucking life, Camoufrog. I know you don't like whiskey. I know it. We all know it. Everybody knows it. But look at him. He's on some kind of steroid and not ADHD prescribed steroid like me. He's just off the shit at all times, and I'm scared of that. I feel like he definitely was in the army and now he won't stop talking about it, but he was only in the army for a month, okay? It was not very long. He got kicked out. Stop talking about it. You barely did anything. Stop. You didn't even get through training, man. No thanks. No thank you, Camoufrog. Inside of your skin itch. Don't share a birthday with me. In fact, I'm gonna need you to leave. I'm gonna need you to give me the day. I really am, because I cannot celebrate it with you there. Next we have Croak. Okay, here's the thing. A long time ago when I was ranking jock villagers, I called Cousteau Croak, and I would apologize for my typo verbally, but I don't like either of those people, so I'm not gonna. I really don't give a shit about them, but this is technically Croak. This is technically really Croak, so I hope that makes you happy. I hope it makes you happy that I've corrected myself. What? Why? I think it's the nostrils. I really hate the nostrils. The nostrils are causing me like a lot of problems here. I feel like that he would spit in my face for sure. He's a spitter when he talks. He's gonna yell. He's gonna scream. He doesn't understand inside voices. And it's not that he isn't capable of talking softly. It's just that he thinks everybody in an 800-mile vicinity needs to hear what he's saying. You know those people who are in public and they're yelling when they talk? Stop yelling. I don't want to hear your conversations. Unless it's really juicy, then I would like to listen, please. But at least put the other person on the other side of the phone on speaker, so I can hear the full thing and decide who's the victim here. Croak, stay away, and I'll stay away, and we'll both be fine. Okay, great, fantastic, wonderful. Kid who bit me. He would bite me. We all know that. Wart Jr. This guy was actually John Wilkes Booth. Actually, we identified him completely wrong. Wart Jr. was John Wilkes Booth. Does he not look like it though? His eyes, like, I want you to look into his eyes real quickly for me, and I want you to look and see that he knows what happened to Abraham Lincoln's head. He knows what it looks like when it goes. That's John Wilkes Booth right there. I'm sorry, it is. He was there. It was rare. He remembers it all too well. And honestly, like, what the hell are you gonna do with that? Like, that shows up on your Animal Crossing island and it's like, oh, it's John Wilkes Booth. Now what? Honestly, now what? What the hell are you gonna do? You can't kick him out. It's John Wilkes Booth. Like, do you contact the authorities? No, because they won't believe you. Ooh. He's just staring into me like he can see my organs, like he's watching my heartbeat and my stomach pump right now, and I don't like that. I don't like Wart Jr., Jared Leto. Gruff is a DJ. We all know that. We're all aware Gruff is a DJ, right? DJs are the most obsolete thing nowadays, okay? Like, no DJ is gonna put together a list of songs that is good. If you hire a DJ, you are gonna get the most batshit horrible playlist of, like, EDM music. And this guy, oh boy. You know that Reddit post going around of that guy who said that his girlfriend was really mad at him for playing a song during sex, and it was just, like, the worst, most awful song you've ever heard, especially for having sex too? That's what he likes to play. He listens to that every night before bed, and it's really scary that he's out there. Stop paying DJs to go to your party. Just make a fucking playlist. Really. Spotify will make you a playlist. Just stop doing this. It makes everyone uncomfortable. Everybody hates it. Nobody wants a DJ there. God, Gruff, inside of your skin itch. I don't like the man. I'm not a fan of him. I don't think he's okay, and I don't think it's okay that he's running free. I'm not a fan. Is that Louis? Are we serious? Do we have to, is my question. Do we really have to? First of all, why does he have a nose like that? That is so weird. That is literally just not right. That is so weird. What is going on with that nose? I'm sorry. I wish that I could like him. Genuinely, I wish that I could like this man, but holy shit. He looks like he's tested out every single medical trial drug and had them all coursing through his veins at once to get a good amount of money for college, and it just fucked him up forever. Like, this guy, he knows what God tastes like, and he does not want to know ever again. Jared Leto, 100%. I'm sorry. I wish that I could do better for you, Louis, but I just cannot, and I wish you luck. Oh. Caesar reminds me of the feeling when you're about to have an IBS attack, but it's not quite full force yet, so you just feel the most excruciating pain starting to begin, and you have 2 seconds of dread to get to the toilet. There is something so IBS about this man, something so irritable bowel syndrome about the way he looks. And the solid row of teeth is just really fucking with me too. What's that about? Why do we have that? Nintendo, I need to know. I need to understand. I want to understand your process, what you're going through at the time, how your brain works. Can I just get a sample of that and put it under a microscope? I feel like I can put him in inside your skin itch because, yeah. Pee-wee, I think, is the most tolerable, though, quite honestly, because he's just a gorilla. Like, that's fine. He's just a gorilla, honestly. He's just out there. He might be a little pissed off at you, and he does have the knucklehead, but I think that he's much better. I think that they just went with a good design here. They didn't make him horrifying like this. Quite frankly, this is just a guy. Like, if you were walking down the street and you had to point out any guy, that guy would be Pee-wee. Like, this is just a man. You would see him walking down the street buying groceries, being normal, which is great. Like, I highly encourage you to do that. None of these people know how to do that, and he does, which is already a step up from any man. I'm sorry that Pee-wee's named that. I feel very bad for him for that. I feel like that was such a mean bully choice. I don't think that Nintendo was thinking clearly, and I think that they should be sued for this. I can look past it. Pee-wee, you're doing good. Seagull sound, I would say. You know, I know that's probably a controversial opinion, but I think that he should just be celebrated for being normal. Ooh. Hamfrey's a 5-hour energy, but like, you know, when you take a 5-hour energy, because you only take 5-hour energies at the worst moments of your life. I'm so serious. There's only ever been one time in my entire life that I took a 5-hour energy, and I thought I was gonna die that night. I was ready to die. I was starting to write my will. I thought that that night was it for me, and I think that that's why Hamfrey reminds me of that, because he is the last resort. He's gonna offer you to trade your bones for a fucking Ferrari. You know, he's the last person you go to, the last offer you ever accept, because you know he's not gonna help you. You know that if you're asking Hamfrey to save you, you should just start packing your bags for heaven already, okay? He's not gonna help you. He's a loan shark. He's a drug dealer. He has every dollar in the United States, actually, even yours. You just don't know it. But he would be an interesting story character, you know? I feel like I would like to watch his villain arc. So inside your skin itch, not completely at the bottom, just because I would like to see how his life plays out and what he does. Kind of a Breaking Bad situation where you're just watching people at their human worst, and that's why I like watching it. Yeah. Why did we feel the need to add Marlo? Genuinely. Like, I feel like this is not the game for Marlo. Go to Mafia. Really. Go somewhere else. Get out of my silly little Animal Crossing game. He is gonna make a deal with me. He wants to buy my daughter for a dowry. He wants to also figure out exactly how much my heart is worth and sell it. But not before taking my lung as a trophy, because he thinks I'm talking too much. He thinks that my lungs are giving me too much air, so he's gonna pin it to his wall. He's gonna dry it out, preserve it, and pin it to his wall, and I will be on his wall forever, which is kind of a badass thing, honestly. If anybody kills me, please take a trophy. What the hell is wrong with me? If I have to die, I want to be cool about it, you know? He is not to be trusted, but he is also not to be fucked with. Just stay away from Marlo as much as possible. Jared Leto, I'm sorry. These bottom categories are getting a little too full. I apologize. Quite frankly, I really do. I'd like to give these men more respect, but unfortunately, I don't respect men. Harry. Okay, so we're trying to get rates of depression in the United States down, right? That is like a common goal. That is a common thing to do. Nintendo is not doing its part here by allowing him to remain on this game, okay? We are trying to get rates of mental illness down. This guy is bringing them up exponentially. Every time I see him, I feel myself lose the ability to produce serotonin. It's really a horrifying thing that he's able to do this, and Nintendo has done nothing about it. He has never washed his ass in his life, and most of these men have not. I feel like their asses have at least touched water once. Harry's ass has never even seen it. I think the rest of him is not clean, but his ass is especially not clean, and that is unfortunate. I just don't want to think about him. Sorry, another bottom tier. I can't do this anymore, unfortunately. I have to. Is his name Tank? Rocco. His name is Rocco. He's the kind of guy who would be like working in an active crime scene and then holler some kind of cat call at you. He is a very prolific cat caller, absolutely. You can see it in his eyes. Look at his shirt. He's trying to get everybody's attention. He just keeps thinking that he's getting better, that he's getting suaver, but he will never get a date in his life. He will die alone. If he doesn't die alone, I will make sure that he does die alone. You know, I'll figure it out. He deserves it. I think that I'm responsible for that, so I will figure it out. Don't worry. Trust me. Rocco is going to get his judgment day. This guy stole Adderall out of my purse, and he didn't even take it. He just sold it and then like sniffed the bottle for extra Adderall dust. Inside your skin itch, I guess. I really just want to do something good. You know what? They heard me. They knew I needed a break from that because we have Roscoe now. We have Roscoe. Emo fucking king, okay? He does not work at a Hot Topic, but he does work at some kind of indie small gothic shop that has homemade corsets and shit. But he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows his craft. He knows how to sew perfectly. He's making bat wings for Halloween this year to give out to the little kids. He understands what everybody's been through. He wants to support you, but he's not going to be in your face about it. He's not going to be bothering you constantly. Roscoe is somebody who I respect deeply. I've seen him before on villager hunts, really wanted to take him but couldn't at the time. I love Roscoe. Personally, I think that this guy is so fucking cool. Trisha Paytas' baby, 100%. I love this guy. Absolute fucking icon, and he's going to take good care of you. Rooney. Ooh, okay. Rooney, I don't like him, but at the same time, I have a soft spot for him because of Amanda's channel. I feel like I see two sides of the man constantly. I feel like I see the side that Amanda loved, and then I see the side that I do not like. I think that he could be a complete spectrum of like human emotion, but I'm also very scared of anybody who is a gym bro. I don't like that. I think that is so uncomfortable. Like, why are you cranky in a gym bro? That just makes you worse. Just at least be a jock so I can avoid you. He definitely has a membership just so that he can go there and be like, by the way guys, I'm working out, it's leg day today, and everybody's like, okay. But I think that he's not the worst person on earth. I feel like he has good spots. I feel like he's not a complete douchebag or an asshole, but he is overbearing and he is annoying. Annoying to the point where you can tolerate him, which I think a lot of people are not. I think that he has tolerable parts of him, which makes him lovable for some. Kid who bit me, I would have to say. He might bite me, I don't know, but I feel like he also might be mad at a kid for biting me. He might be like, that's fucked. It's a real toss-up here with Rooney, I think. A real toss-up. I feel like if he would just maybe mix his protein shake a little less loud, like, we get it, we understand. Next we have Walt. I have a weird relationship with Walt, I think. I love the name Walt for him because that is my grandpa's name, but it is also Walter White's name, and I hate that. So it's like, I want to have him on my island, but at the same time, he just looks like he would be so mean to me, which my grandpa would not. I like the idealized personality I've given him. I don't know what he's really like. And it's bad of me to assume that the idea I have in my head of him is the right one. It is a bad idea for me to project personalities onto people. I say as I do that the whole video. But this one, it actually feels like I'm projecting, okay? You know what? This is what I want him to be, and I'm giving him no space to be what he actually wants to be. So I know nothing about the man, quite frankly. He could be anything, and I wouldn't know because I see him in a certain way. I'm gonna put him in seagullsound.wav though, because I feel like I still love him. I love whatever idealized version I have of him in my head, and I don't want that version to crack, so I'm just not gonna ever have him on my island. Gonzo is currently on my island as an autofill. I did not pick him, and I feel like he's definitely really mad at me. I think that he decided he would go to this island thinking that maybe he could go there on a church mission, and it just did not work out. He went to an island called Death Wish. I mean, I don't know what he was expecting. I think he expected that we would be a little bit easier to sway, but we're not, unfortunately, so now he's just an old man stuck in his own personal hell, which, I mean, get out, we don't need you here. But at the same time, he hasn't bothered me enough for me to have active enemy status with him. I feel like he needs to level up a little bit. He needs to at least commit one hate crime, and that hasn't happened yet. So at the moment, he's very stale. Kid who bit me for sure. Elvis is a villager. Why? Seriously, I'm asking why. I get like the king thing, haha, funny, even though I don't think Elvis Presley was a king of anything. In fact, I feel like at the most he was a duke. He's trying to be something he's not, first of all, because we all know he's king of nothing. He isn't even a cosplay king. Like, he doesn't even have some kind of character he's playing where he's a king. He's just trying to convince people that he's worthy of that title, and he's not. Nobody's ever gonna believe it except for maybe a couple few gullible people. Elvis is not fun. I like the idea that he has a scar, but I want to know what it's from, you know? I feel like he's neglecting to tell me because it's something embarrassing, because of course it would be. Just walking around in some kind of royal coat, that's weird. Inside of your skin itch. Monty is a menace. Monty is a menace, okay? If you get this man on your island, trust and believe, you will have to chase him out with a pitchfork and a flame. He will not leave. He wants to just live in your head. He wants to watch you through your window and make sure you feel uncomfortable, but never do anything enough so that you can actually like get him in trouble for it. He'll say he's not stalking. He is stalking. He'll say he never did anything. He's not doing anything, but he's there to make you uncomfortable. He knows that he's skirting right on the lines between legal and illegal, and that's what makes him so scary, because he's gonna get away with it. I had to chase him off my island with a fucking axe, and it was still almost not enough. He almost didn't leave, so get a restraining order before you even come into contact with him. Jared Leto, 100%. He would be very, very fond of Jared Leto. I'm gonna do this slightly out of order because I feel bad being so horrifically terrible to these villagers without a break, so I'm going to talk about Chief. I don't mind Chief. I like him. I think his design is really cool. I wish that they didn't dress him in this fucking frat boy ass shit, because that is not him. What is that? He's an old man. He's an old man. Why are you dressing him in some kind of like rich little white boy outfit? That's dumb. I'm not a fan of that. Just dress him normally. He's an adult grown man. Let him live, please. I am begging. This guy does not deserve this. He's dressed like he's going to some kind of alpha phi. What's the sorority name? I don't know. Sororities are my biggest fear. I just wish that he was a little bit more himself. I feel like there's so much locked up potential that could eventually come out. I like Chief a lot. Seagull Sound. I hope that he gets out of whatever cult that his parents maybe put him in. I don't know. That didn't last for long, to be quite honest. Now we have Limburg. I'm going back. I'm sorry. What the hell? That is mold. That is a new type of discoverable mold. And I think that it is like brain eating. I think it is going to cause you the same problems as black mold in your house, but worse. It's just going to give you like midsummer style visions. Why do you want to do that to people, Limburg? Limburg moved onto my friend Vicky's island, which is kind of terrifying to think about, and I'm sorry about that, Vicky. I hope that you heal from him at some point. He's got these weird little eyebrows. He's got the tiniest eyes you've ever seen. His ears are bright blue. Everything about him just screams that this earth is a simulation, quite honestly, because only some kind of evil AI could come up with that. That was not designed by a human being. Fuck that. Ew. Jared Leto. Rizzo. What? I'm so concerned. What is he possibly doing? What is that thing on his nose? Genuinely, like, what is that wrap thing? What's it supposed to do? What's it there for? Why doesn't it go under his chin? It just goes under his nose. That's weird. I feel like he's definitely some kind of Benadryl hallucination. I feel like I made him up. Like, I'm scared to post this video. Why is he here? He's looking at me with such vitriol. He wants to drink the blood from my body just for the iron in it, not for the taste of blood. He will not take an iron supplement. He will only eat people, which is like weird. That's very weird. Don't do that. Don't dine on people. I hope Rizzo burns in hell, quite honestly. I really do. What the hell? Oh, Rizzo gives me the same energy as like somebody who goes to dig up bones on Mount Everest just so he can make jewelry out of them. It's just a terrible existence we're leading right now with these cranky villagers. You know, I want to nap, I want to break, I'm tired. This is an exhausting existence for me. Enough with the knuckleheads. Enough with it. And I'm not saying knuckleheads is an insult. I'm saying it because this guy is shaped like a knuckle. What the hell? He shows up every day. He wants so badly to be loved, but he never will, unfortunately. You know, I really do pity that kind of existence, but it's not my problem, man. It's really not my issue. You know, you can't keep doing this. You can't keep messing with people. It's not going to make your heart any more full. It's not going to fix you. And that's something you have to learn. You know, you're an adult. We all learn that lesson at some point. Revenge is not going to help you unless it's the revenge mentioned in 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge by American rock band My Chemical Romance. Then that album is going to help you quite a bit. I feel like he's very into Fight Club, but in the wrong way. You know how some men are into Fight Club in that way instead of the way that the movie was trying to portray? I think he's into Fight Club in the way that he would love to be in Fight Club so much. He's ready to punch you. He would ask you to be in Fight Club and you'd say no and he would punch you anyway. Not as bad as some others though. Kid Who Bit Me. Hopper, I love the idea behind him because he's got that fucking macaroni penguin ass look. I love a macaroni penguin. I think macaroni penguins are a very fun species of bird. I think that penguins are exciting. I think penguins are really cute. He's a weird way to execute it though. I feel like they made him a little fucked up looking. Like, I think they could have done a lot better with him, but I appreciate the concept. I appreciate the idea. I think he's he's some kind of chef. He's really given a chef vibe to me. I think he's kind of a Gordon Ramsay style chef though, where he's a bit of an asshole, but that's okay. You know, he makes really good food. He's gonna be Michelin star chef status. I don't know. What the hell is a Michelin star anyway? What does that even mean? This guy would definitely understand what a scallop is and how to cook it. Seagull.wop. I like him enough. I like him well enough. You know, I think he's cool. I think he has some vibes to him. He's unique. He's fun. He's exciting, which is all you need at this point because all of these people are falling so far behind. Next we have Boris, I think. I think his name is Boris, I'm pretty sure. This guy is cool as fuck. This guy is cool. I don't know if I would ever be able to have him on my island, but the fact that they went there is so fun. I think that like if they were as creative as they were with Boris with every villager, we would have a roster of super fucking cool villagers, but no, we have to be boring sometimes and we have to be completely out of our minds sometimes. I really do like the man. I think he's so cool. I love that they went with the fangs for him. He's really like giving 30 to 50 feral hogs energy. I think that he's a very calm and collected person. He's just got big old fangs. And that's a good defense mechanism, being a very kind person, but having fangs. I wish I had fangs. I really do. I think that would be very fun. Body modifications are great and all. I want a fang one. Trisha Paytas' baby. I like him, okay? You know what? I like him a lot. I do. I don't know if I would have him, but I respect him and I'm excited about his future. I would like to see what projects he takes part in. I like him. Next, we have Rasher. Okay. I feel like people used to be a lot more mad about Rasher. Like, I feel like a lot of the hate has shifted away from Rasher because I remember there being a lot of Rasher haters back in the day. A ton. An absolute, like, slurry of them. I just don't see that as much these days. I feel like they've given Rasher a little bit of a break, which I guess is fine because he's not that bad. He's really not as terrible as the rest of these motherfuckers down here, okay? He could be better for sure. I don't feel 100% fucked up by his presence. I feel like I am allowed to be a little bit angry at him, but not that angry because he's just a guy. Kid who bit me, I guess. He's okay. He's fine. I feel like I will finally get a break from this turmoil when we get to the wolves. Gaston is the kind of person who will offer you braces for $300 and you don't have the money to afford actual braces, so you go for it, but he just ends up fucking your teeth up so bad that you have to pay $10,000 in damages, and he will never get taken down because the cops cannot find him, and also the cops are bad at their job. I wish he would stop operating on people. He knows that he's scamming people. He knows that he's fucking people up for life. He doesn't care. He likes it. He gets off on it, unfortunately. He's gonna fuck up your teeth and he's gonna be happy about it. He's gonna go home singing, jumping around on the sidewalk as he walks home with a bloody rag. I think that this guy has a bit of the devil in him. I think that he is possessed by Satan, which is very fun. Inside your skin itch, I guess. That's really all I got. That's all I got. I have nothing else for him. But at the same time, I hope his practice finally gets caught by somebody because that is a fucked up way to live your life and make your money. Spike, I guess? Is that his name? Is it Spike? I understand that they cannot put their entire Nintendo Sea into every single villager, but give it to me. I will help you. We don't need him. This guy definitely works at a really shady store in the mall and just tries to talk to you the whole time while somebody gets behind you and pickpockets you. He's gonna get all of your money and your ID, and then maybe he'll mail your ID back and be like, by the way, you're ugly. Like, this guy is fucked in the head. But I never cross paths with him, I feel like. I never have to deal with him, so I don't have as much hatred for him as I do some of these others. But I don't like him. I think that if we did cross paths more, I would be a much worse person and I would be on the news right now for many crimes. So I'm glad that we don't. I'm glad that I haven't had to deal with him as much as some other people have, but I do not like this man and I hope that he rots. Inside your skin itch, absolutely. Ricky, wow. Wow. Yikes. There's so much wrong here, genuinely. This is a complete departure from every other style. Like, he doesn't fit with any other Animal Crossing villager, but not only that, he looks like he hacked the game files. Remember that, like, thing that was going around a long time ago where Matt Pat said that Greta was some kind of, like, villager named Wilbo or something? Womblo? I don't know. I don't remember. You think I remember things? You think I can read? He is that cursed villager. Like, he was in the game the whole time. He should have been the subject of a creepypasta, quite honestly. Ricky is in your home right now and he's coming. Wouldn't you rather watch that than The Ring? He's scarier than Samara. Jesus Christ. Wow. He's just so bad. He's so, like, visceral too, in your face, like making your body not work. Jared Leto, absolutely terrifying man. I think Jared Leto created him. Static is definitely like the scrapped logo for Monster Energy drinks, I think. Absolutely. He looks like he would sell you something while riding a motorcycle, and that's fun, I guess. I wish they didn't scrap him. I think he would be a cool thing. I think he would be fun for marketing. I would like to see see him. He reminds me of like the Energy Bunny, but a little bit more fucked up. I think that this guy has some personality to him, honestly. I feel like I could get to know him and not be mad about it. I think a lot of people on this list, if I got to know them, I would be very angry about it, but I would like to know more about his life story and what he wants to be and what he's done in the past. I feel like I could tolerate a conversation with him, and he's also purple, which is very pleasing to my purple loving heart. A good man. I'm gonna go with SeagullSound.wav. I don't mind him. He's a good man, and I think that he will improve in the future as he grows up, because he's obviously a cranky who's very young and just trying to act mature, but once you get past that stage and just live your life a little bit and mature from actually having life experience, I think that he'll be a lot happier. Rolf is really just some dude. I think that Rolf is definitely just some kind of investment manager at JP Morgan, which, like, okay, I don't want to hear about that. If you try to tell me anything about numbers, I will be so mad. And he definitely needs me to know that he works at JP Morgan. He needs you to know. He has it written on his back in tattoo ink, all right? Just like stop telling me about it. If you say a single word about stocks to me, I will die. Do not do this anymore. Rolf, we are not friends. We were just not meant to be friends. I don't hate him either. Kid who bit me, because I feel like he's just a little bit better than the rest of these jokers. Like, he's not visually offensive to look at, so I guess that's fine. Dobie, the Animal Crossing community's grandpa. I love Dobie. I think that he is so cute. I think he's adorable. I've never been able to click with him like I think the rest of the community has. I'm not sure why, but I love him anyway. I love him dearly anyway, and I respect him as a figure of culture. He's a little detective man. He's just an old dude. He's just an old guy, but different from being an old guy in Gonzo's way. He is just a little bit jaded, but he is still kind. He never lost the sparkle in his soul. I think that he's wonderful. I think that he is sweet and he should be protected, and we should be helping him pay for a new walker. I think that there should be a GoFundMe right now for this little man. I love him so much. Dobie, you will always be famous. Trisha Paytas' baby. He's the golden boy of the Animal Crossing community, quite honestly. We all know it. We all know everybody loves him. There's no Dobie haters on this earth, and that's good. You know, why would you hate on an old man? I say as I hate on many old men. Fang is absolutely like working at some kind of modeling agency, but he's not quite like Calvin Klein level modeling, maybe just like a good solid Walmart clothing brand. But like, obviously Walmart clothing brands still use really nice models. He's just not doing the Calvin Klein thing. He's not in the mood for that. I like his eyeliner. I like his makeup. He's really pulling it off well in a way that I even couldn't. I feel like he wouldn't interfere in your daily life at all. He has no stake in your life. He's doing his own thing. He's not bothering anyone, which is really nice. It's a good change of pace, and he's just not doing anything to harm anyone. So I respect him, quite honestly. I feel really comfortable around him, and at the same time, I feel like he could go far. I feel like he knows how to stand up for himself and stand up for others. A good Animal Crossing New Horizons villager right there. That is a villager. I'm gonna put him in SeagullSound.wav. I like him. Lobo somehow works at a Spirit Halloween all year round, and nobody can figure out how. Like, he definitely works there. He's not lying about it, but the Spirit Halloweens all close near him. They all close. They're there for the month and then they close, but he is still somehow working year round at Spirit Halloween. Where does he go during the day? Where does he drive to? We don't know. It's some kind of like horror creepypasta, and that's really fun. I think I would always love to be a part of a horror creepypasta, so I'm proud of him for doing that and taking that leap. Spirit Halloween needs him. Spirit Halloween is very fond of him. They think he's a fantastic employee. I just really want to know where he drives off to during the day. Where is the forbidden Spirit Halloween location, and can I go to it during the entire year? I need fake blood all the time. I love his color combination. God, he's such a cool villager. I love Lobo. SeagullSound.wav. Great man. Wolfgang has absolutely no effect on me. He's not bad. He's really not bad. He's in fact really well designed. I love his design, but I feel like we would not get along. We're on two completely different sides of the earth. He is just off somewhere completely different. I feel like we would not click very well. You know, sometimes opposites attract. I think we were just not meant to get together and know each other. I think me and Wolfgang are completely separate human beings at this point, but he is one of Vicky's villagers currently, so I love that for him. I think he's great. I think he's having a good time with my good friend. We're just not meant to be friends, you know, it's just not kismet, and I respect that. I'm not at all mad at him for that. I think the world will work the way it's supposed to work. SeagullSound.wav. We're different, but I still respect you. That is every single cranky villager, and wow, the bottom tiers are full. I saved this one for last because I simply did not want to do it, but we've finally done it. We've ranked every single Animal Crossing villager personality type. If you want to see that, they're all on my channel. I started doing this ranking series at the very beginning of my channel, so some of the videos qualities aren't the best, but it's been a fun journey, quite honestly, and I will continue to do ranking videos because I don't have the brain cells to come up with anything else, but we'll figure out what to rank in the future because I just like talking to a screen and it's easy to edit, kind of, except that I have to paste every single villager photo onto the screen, and it's tiring and exhausting, and it takes like 20 hours. But I really am excited to give you guys some content with my Switch. It finally came, and I will get to show you who autofilled. I do not know yet. Thank you for sticking with me through this. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you want to rank the villagers yourself, I will link this tier list down below. And if you want to check out my Instagram and Twitter, that's down below, as well as some other links. Have a good day. Stay wonderful. I swear to God, if this didn't record correctly, I'm gonna kill someone. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.